My name is Jennifer Igba. I got into mushroom farming in the year 2018. So I would say I have at least 2 years experience of the mushroom production. The mushroom production, ever since I got into it, it has been interesting, and it's also my passion. I love the production because I did not learn it in school, but coming here, I got to know everything about the production of mushroom. The process of producing mushroom is, first of all, we collect sawdust from the timber. When you want to collect the sawdust, it's not just any sawdust that you go and collect. There are some certain woods that you get the sawdust from, like softwood, like melina and mahogany. Those are the ones we use here. So after collecting the sawdust in the quantity you want, you now take it to the compost room. That is where we compost the sawdust. So after taking it there, we now mix rice bran or wheat bran. So if you weigh 1 ton of sawdust, the quantity of wheat bran that you're going to mix to it is 35 kg. But if wheat bran is not available, you can go for rice bran. And when you're using rice bran, you use the quantity of 75 kilograms per 1 ton of sawdust. Then you also mix hydrated lime. It's in a powdery form. And the hydrated lime is we can either use calcium carbonate or calcium hydroxide. They both serve the same purpose. They serve as they give calcium to the mushroom, because the mushroom itself, if you analyze it in the laboratory, you'll see that it has little or no calcium at all. So the hydrated lime now serves as calcium to the mushroom. So after mixing those quantities of lime and rice bran or wheat bran, for the first day you leave it. After mixing everything, then you leave it and come back after 3 or 4 days and mix it again. And the mixing process, when you're mixing it, you make sure that the down layer comes up, and then the topmost layer goes down, and the middle layer, that is how you mix it. So after mixing, you go and come back after 3 or 4 days. You continue the process till after 1 month. Then after 1 month, we sprinkle water to the sawdust, and then that is when we bag it. We use transparent polythene bags to bag the sawdust into it. Then after bagging it, we take them to the fire shade where we sterilize it. After the sterilization takes about 2.5 hours. We use firewood for the sterilization, but in some cases people use ovens, but we don't have ovens, so we make use of firewood. We arrange the bags in drums and then put it on the fire, and you start the timing when the steam starts coming out from the cover of the drums. The covers of the drums, they have holes where you see steam coming out. So from the time the steam starts coming out from the drum, you time it up to 2.5 hours. So after 2.5 hours, you remove the fire and allow it to cool. The essence of sterilization is to kill all the microorganisms that are contained in the sawdust so that it doesn't interfere with the growth of the mushroom. So when the bags are cooled, we sterilize whatever equipment we are going to use to transfer it to the incubation house to avoid any other bacteria or the contamination of the bags. So when the bags are transferred to the incubation house, that is when we administer the spawns. The spawns are simply the mushroom seeds. We don't produce them here, but we buy them from farms that produce. So when we inoculate the seeds, we allow it in the incubation for another 1 month. So the color of the sawdust itself is brown, but when the bags are in the incubation, the bags gradually start turning to white from the bottom to the top. So when the bags are completely turned white, that is in a month's time. And even some of the bags before 1 month, you see that the mushrooms are already struggling to come out. Some of them start germinating in the incubation house. So after 1 month, while they are there, we arrange them on the shelves, but water only the ground of the incubation house to maintain moisture. So after 1 month of the incubation, we transfer them to the crop house and still arrange them on the shelves. Then that is where we start harvesting. And during the harvest, on a daily basis, you go and harvest and then sweep the floor because the mushrooms make the floor very slippery. You can do it in a room. You don't need a land because mushrooms naturally, as we know, they need a natural environment. And that is the essence why we use the sawdust, because some of them grow on this dead wood. So we don't need any sand to cultivate it. We only use sawdust.